It's yet another example of our broken political situation where polarization has made governing and any action impossible. The bases of both parties punish anybody that seeks any sort of common ground. We're seeing it in the response to the judicial branch, where there is clearly a growing cancer on the Supreme Court. A body that used to pride itself on judicial independence is now perceived as just another partisan branch of government in a polarized nation. In the eyes of the American public, the justices' robes are not black anymore. They're red and blue. Last year, just 1 in 4 Americans said they had a great deal of confidence or quite a bit of confidence in the Supreme Court, according to Gallup, the lowest rating in 50 years. And that was after the leak of the draft Dobbs opinion on abortion and before what we're dealing with right now, which is a slew of ethics issues involving the justices. What started out as a story about Justice Clarence Thomas accepting luxury vacations from a billionaire donor has become a flood of headlines questioning the court's overall ethics, and Thomas himself, with a private school tuition for Thomas's great-nephew being paid for, paying for Thomas's mother's home, paying for hundreds of thousands of dollars to a nonprofit that then paid a 6-figure salary to Thomas's wife, Ginny. And there was another report this week of a conservative activist paying Ginny Thomas under the table while he had business before the court. Thomas has not responded to any of the most recent charges, and after the first story came out about the vacations, he issued a statement simply saying he didn't believe the trips with, quote, close personal friends were reportable. Now, Democrats are demanding a formal ethics code for the Supreme Court, which right now has no binding code of ethical conduct, like the one that actually governs every other federal judge in America. But most Republicans right now, afraid of angering the base or looking like you're giving the left anything, are rallying around Thomas, using whataboutism and rejecting any tightening of ethics rules.
He's obviously been targeted because he's a conservative black man, and he's on the Supreme Court in an effort to undercut the legitimacy of the court.
Many people, some in the media, many in Congress, want to make this about Justice Thomas. But you can't make this issue about Justice Thomas unless you're willing to make it about any number of other justices who had very similar situations that they're dealing with.